What is going on, guys? It is Lay the House, or I'm here. It is Friday, July 19th. I'm so excited to be back with you guys. The MLB All-Star break is finally over, so we could actually make some plays other than on some NBA Summer League, some WNBA, golf, tennis. So we were scraping for value last few days, but we have a ton of baseball on tonight. Unfortunately, even though the MLB All-Star break ended, we are going into the All-Star break for WNBA, so that does take a little bit of value off the board. However, there is still NBA Summer League going on. There's a ton of games on today in the NBA, and that does lead us to a lot of value. If you're not in the Discord server yet, you can see a lot of people were making a bunch of plays throughout the days when it was the MLB All-Star break, when I wasn't really doing too much action. We had our guy Skull with some really big wins, it looks like on the esports, and some NBA Summer League, so nice job there. Techie with some Summer League bets. He has been on fire with the Summer League. I actually cashed a play on the WNBA, but honestly, my action was pretty slim. And our guy Skull again, $600. That looks like it's a combination of MLB and the Home Run Derby. And then with some Summer League as well for $100. So awesome job to a few members in the community in the last few days while I took a break with the MLB All-Star break. If you're not on the Discord server yet, it's free to join. Everything in here is completely free for you guys. I have a whole section on betting education with a bunch of resources about bankroll management, positive EV betting, and a ton of resources and other videos as well you can watch to learn more about sports betting, just so you can make profits in the long term. I do host a Underdog Challenge of the Week, where basically I post a challenge for you guys to play on Underdog Fantasy, and if you win this challenge, I'll give you guys a small cash prize. So it's a little thing to be fun with the community. I think it'll be a lot better once the NFL season comes along with a lot more engagement, but it's just a little fun thing I do for you guys. And also another thing you can see in the Discord server is all of my plays. So I have two sections here, Arms Fantasy Picks and Arms Sports Betting Picks. I already have some sports bets out for today. I have 4 regular bets on there if you're looking for those. We're going with Colorado, Cincinnati, some tennis, and under on the Zach Eflin walks right now. This is not my full card. I'll probably have some more plays as the day goes on today as more value pops up across the board on OddsJam and on OddsShoppers. So be on the lookout in there. If you have the sports bets roll, you will get the notification anytime I post a play. And if you have the Sharp sports betting app as well, I post all the plays in there as well. That's a totally free app. It's similar to Pickett. It's a lot newer, a little clunkier, a little new, but it's honestly a really cool app, and I like it a lot. And then one other section in the Discord I want to touch on before getting into the plays today is the fantasy pick section. This is where I post my plays every single day for fantasy picks. You can see I haven't really posted there the last few days because, the All-Star break I prefer to play on the MLB, but we've been having a ton of action in there lately between MLB, WNBA, Summer League, a ton of action on Sleeper, some on Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, so I've got a little bit for everybody in there, so if you're not in there yet, like I mentioned before, free to join. It's linked in the description below and in the pinned comment below. But now, let's head over to Underdog Fantasy and see what's on the board. So, they do give us a promotion with Caitlin Clark higher than 0.5 points. I'll probably use that tomorrow. I believe that's the WNBA 3-point contest. But we're going to stick to the tool here on OddsShopper.com. Honestly, this is a really good fantasy optimizer tool if you don't have an extremely large bankroll or a large budget. It's a pretty affordable price. I believe it's like $15 a month or something like that if you want to sign up with them. 10% off code by using code LayTheHouseRM. Honestly, I'm using this tool every single day. It's showing me what the best values on the board right now for each website. And it also shows me some sports betting picks as well and what the optimal play might be as well too. So it really saves a lot of time of having to dig through the research, and it pretty much just shows you all the good plays on the board right in front of you. So we'll start with Underdog Fantasy here. Unfortunately, they don't have Summer League on OddsShopper, so if you want to look for Summer League, OddsJam or Daily Grind Fantasy might be your best options for those, but I prefer OddsShopper simply because the price is more affordable than those other ones. So with OddsShopper right now, the top values on the board for Underdog Fantasy are Jeimer Candelario under 1.5 bases. You're going to see a lot of unders here for baseball. It's simply just because of the nature of the game, and they inflate the odds of the overs because most people don't like betting the unders. So if you want to be a positive EV bettor on baseball, get used to betting unders because that's honestly where it's going to be at for most props on a daily slate. But Candelario under on the bases, Suzuki under bases, Steer under bases, and Rogers under bases. If you want to look at some pitchers, though, and some other props besides bases, Judge and RBIs isn't too bad of a value. Same thing with Manaya under on the strikeouts. I can keep scrolling and it probably won't show me an over for a while here. See, over 5.5 strikeouts on Flaherty. Not a very good value. The true odds are minus 107, Underdog are minus 122. So it's really tough to find values on overs on Underdog Fantasy for baseball right now. The optimal play on Underdog Fantasy, if you wanted to take a long shot here, you can click the Generate Play. It gives you a 5-pick standard play, so a non-insured play of Candelario, Suzuki, Steer, Rogers, and Diaz. Honestly, I prefer to stick to 3 plays, so I would take off the bottom 2. Go with this Candelario, Suzuki, and Steer. This will probably be a play that I post in my Discord. Only plus 3% positive EV, but hey, that's not too bad for a 17% chance to win. There is some decent value there to be found. Honestly, if you want to go with some long shots, I would do either 4-pick insured plays with the top 4 on the board. You see, if I don't insure it, it's negative 5% EV, but if I do insure it, it's 3% EV. So it just kind of shows the differences between the different types of plays on these websites. Next, we're going to head over to Prizepicks, another popular website. I think I saw a really good value on the board earlier. I think it might be gone now. There was one earlier with like Wenzel Perez under 0.5 runs, I think it was. So if you got that, congratulations, you got the best value on the board right now. But for Prizepicks, the top plays right now are Spencer Steer under 1.5 total bases. Diaz, Rogers, you see a lot of overlapping plays here simply because Prizepicks and Underdog, they kind of stay kind of close with their odds. And then we're going to go with Yordan Alvarez under on the runs, Manaya under on the strikeouts, and those are probably the top 5 values on the board that I would pick from. If I was making a play, usually I would stick to the top 2 if you want to do a 2-pick play. The odds, the positive EV will never be good for you on Prizepicks. They do a really good job at taking away anything that's positive EV on the website with the structure of their plays. So if you want to do a 2-pick play, not the best, most profitable way to play, but these are the top 2 plays I would do. Honestly, I like just taking long shots on Prizepicks simply because it's hard to get a good positive EV score. Even with negative 9% on a power play, on a 10x power play, it's just so hard to find values. But if you are making plays on Prizepicks today, these are the top values on the board. And if you want to go down even further here, like David Hamilton and Torres hits, runs, and RBIs. Eflin earn runs. That's a solid play as well. Martinez. I would probably go down anything negative 1% or lower on Prizepicks simply because it's hard to find value there. Now, when I go over to Sleeper here, Sleeper's got a ton of value most days. Normally on the WNBA, baseball is not as strong, but as the day goes on, things pop up for baseball with Sleeper. So, honestly, if you're doing props for baseball right now, Sleeper is probably your best bet at the moment. Simply because, there's just so much value on the board. You see here, you got some plays with Flexen and Waldron on the pitching outs unders. Eflin on the unders and the strikeouts. Soto not to get a hit, but that's plus 150 odds. So that's really good value on that. You can get a nice payout if you include that play and if he goes over today. Ryan Nelson under 4.5 strikeouts, Volpe under on the bases, and then we have an over. Nick Pivetta over 16.5 pitching outs, so that's nice to see an over that's up there on the values for today. If you want to generate a play for Sleeper, it's always going to give you a long shot, and I love my long shots on Sleeper, my 5 picks. So honestly, this is probably a play I'm making. 5 picks, I'll risk $10 to win 360. These are a ton of fun to make, and honestly, they're definitely possible to win. But if you're going with a 5-pick long shot on Sleeper, Nelson under 4.5 strikeouts, Waldron and Flexen under on the pitching outs, Eflin under on the strikeouts, and Soto under on the hits. If you want to take away some risk, take away the bottom 2 plays. It gives you a 3-pick entry with 2% EV, a 7.1x payout. So if you risk $10, you'll come back with $71, so $61 profit. Sleeper is your best bet for MLB betting right now on the props. It's just so much value on the board. Their structure of payout is probably the best for baseball for you guys. So Sleeper is the one I recommend most out of all of them. I could take a look at Dabble. I don't really play on Dabble too much, but there's really no value to be found there. They have a good structure. You can still do the 5-pick flex plays on Dabble, which are pretty profitable. But with all the props being pretty accurately priced, it's hard to find some value and anything you want to bet on Dabble. But next, I'm going to head over to the premium EV betting tools on OddsShopper. This shows regular bets each day. So the market-based EV bets. So what does this mean? It's showing me the best values on the board right now on Hard Rock and Fliff because I live in the state of Florida, and those are only regular sports books that I can place bets on. So if I'm making a bet on Hard Rock or Fliff, these are my top 2 plays. I can go with Doyle under 1.5 bases, or I can go with Eflin under 4.5 strikeouts. I think I already have a prop bet on Eflin under 1.5 rocks that I posted on Fliff, so some pretty good value on Eflin today. And if you are curious on the results of these tools, they do have the market-based EV results posted on their website, which is pretty cool to see. I know OddsJam and Daily Rhyme Fantasy and a lot of these other websites don't post the results of their tools. So if you want to look at the baseball results, season long sports books, if I want to narrow it down to like Hard Rock and Fliff for my preference, I go get results here, and it shows me the results of all their different types of plays that they post plays for on this market-based EV bets tool. So you can see here, like, total bases, there's been 1,213 wins, 840 losses, but they're in a profit of $4,137 if you're betting $100 on each game, and a 1.4% ROI, which is a decent ROI. It's not like amazing, but honestly, any profit is good profit in this game. Another tool that I have in the Discord server, which is really cool to see, is this Best Bets tool. So if you go into the MLB tab, you see actually people are already posting picks today, so that's really cool to see. So if you want, join Discord and start posting your plays. If you do /best bet in the Discord server, it links to OddsShopper. And if you click enter here, it has you pick your sport or your league. So if I choose MLB, it will spit out the best bet on the board for today on any of the major sports books. So Nathan Eovaldi is even money on the under 5.5 total strikeouts on FanDuel. This is the best bet on the board right now for all the major sports books. So hopefully we all can make some money, either be on the regular sports bets or on the daily fantasy websites. If you want to combine some plays with Caitlin Clark or these Jokic and LeBron plays, basically free wins. If you don't have an account with Underdog Fantasy yet, sign up using code LayTheHouseRM, and you'll get all these promotions when you sign up. So if you sign up with any of these websites, use code LayTheHouseRM, and they'll give you either some sort of discount or some sort of promotion. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out to me directly, reach out to me on Discord server. That's probably the best place to reach out. Or send me a DM on Twitter. Best of luck on your plays today. If you have any suggestions or plays that you want to post, feel free to drop them in the comment section below or on the Discord server. Best of luck on your plays today. Thanks for watching to the end, and hopefully we win some money.